Hi everyone. Thanks for joining me for Yoga with Heather. That's me. And tonight we will do an evening unwind restorative yoga session. If you have any questions or concerns or comments before starting this video, feel free to shoot me an email and I'll help guide you any way I can. So before we get started, if you'd like to grab your mat, um, and if you'd like to grab a few cushions, if you have blocks, if you have a belt, a bolster, or you can also take a blanket and roll it up and join me for this nice practice to help relax and get ready for wonderful sleep tonight. All right, we'll begin. So let's just take a few moments before we lie down to check into your body and to your breathing. So if you'd like at this time, closing your eyes. And starting to shift your focus to more of that inward perspective. Just take a moment in the pause before you do anything else. Feeling your body, feeling your breath moving through your body. With your next breath in, slowing it down, deepening it. And let's add a pause at the top of your inhale. And on your exhalation, releasing through your mouth, making a nice soft sighing sound. Completely empty. On your next breath in, nice slow, steady, deep inhale. Feel your body opening and widening with your breath. Pausing slightly at the top of your inhale. On your exhale, completely releasing, nice and slow and steady. Let's do that for one more breath. Just listening to the sounds your breath makes, to the feeling. Helping to bring you into the present moment. And the breath is that link, that bridge between the mind and the body. Noticing your breath for the next couple breaths. And with your next breath in, if you'd like to slowly reach your arms up. And as you breathe out, releasing. Again, a nice slow, steady inhale. And a nice slow, steady exhale to completely release, to clear and cleanse your body from not just the old air that's no longer needed, but also anything else that you just don't need to take with you for the rest of the evening. Your breath can help you release so much stress and tension. It's really an amazing way to let go of so many things. So really utilize your breath whenever you need to. It only takes a few minutes. We'll do one more thing in the seated position, and that'll be a nice gentle side bend, side stretch, taking your arm up on the inhale, and a nice gentle stretch on your exhale. And come back on your inhale and release on your exhale, following your own breath, not following me. You could keep your eyes closed and just listen to the sound of my voice. Hopefully you can hear it good there. We'll do that one more time each side. You can always start these seated positions as well in a chair. That's always an option. Good. This time releasing, letting go of your arms, maybe helping to unwind just a little bit more of that tension in the upper body. You may find that that's an area that really tenses up as we may try to take on the weight of the world. So just for now, we can let go, become lighter, and also to regain the sense of feeling joy in the body, no matter what's going on outside of us. So continuing here, we're going to lie down and do a few more postures. So just have whatever you need beside you. If you want to have a belt ready and handy, you need a few blocks. We'll put those on the other side. And we'll use the bolster for a few poses as a nice variation to help you get more relaxed. So for right now, coming down slowly onto your back. So start on the lower back and then slowly coming down. You can take a moment to feel into your back here. You can support your head with your hands. And it's like you're going to come down, but you're coming down really slowly, right through your upper back. You can bring your feet in a little closer. I'm just taking a moment to help release right through the shoulders. Once we get there, you can reach your arms over your head. Take a nice deep breath in. And on your next exhalation, releasing your arms back down. Good. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling, reaching. Exhaling to release. It's wonderful to do some breath to movement. And it really creates that awareness, that connection to the body that we really crave. It helps to calm the mind. So for now, we're just going to do a little bit of movement in the lower back, helping to release any strain or tension there. So just a little bit of a pelvic rocking movement. Tilting the pelvis one way, the belly lifts and rises. Tilting the pelvis the other way, the belly sinks. Lower back sinks. And then you might notice that it might feel natural for you to do this with your breath. As you inhale, your belly's rising and also softening. As you exhale, your belly's sinking, your lower back sinking into the floor. You can press a little bit more with your feet on the exhalation, pressing them down. We'll continue this for about 2 or 3 more breaths. And listening to the sound that your breath makes. In yoga, we call that ujjayi breath. It's like an ocean wave, very calming and soothing, and it helps to bring that steadiness that we're really looking for, not just with the breath, but also with the whole body, the mind. becomes more calm and steady. It's a real reflection of what is going on with your breath. So this time as you inhale, just releasing and softening through your belly. And this time as you exhale, we're going to start to come into the bridge pose. You can plant your feet down and noticing how there's always opposing forces at work. Your hips will lift just as high as you want them to, whatever feels comfortable. We're doing whatever feels comfortable. Always, we want to enjoy our yoga practice. So pressing into the feet, the hips lift. And as you exhale, oh, there's my puppy, releasing into the floor. So we'll just continue that, and this time we'll start to flow with the breath, inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. And let your arms come down. And you're coming up slowly through each bone in your spine. And you're coming down slowly, flowing right down your spine and helping to massage and open your back. You're helping to create more space. It's a wonderful way to align your back. Okay. Releasing that at the end of your next exhalation. And we'll just begin to take the legs, the knees in towards the chest. And we can do a little bit of rocking from side to side, whatever feels right for you. And it might feel good to roll the knees in a circle in one direction. And then you can flow a few times in the opposite direction. Sometimes it feels nice to circle in a different way, opening the knees apart, rolling them back together. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. Still focusing on, of course, how your body feels throughout and what your breath is doing, helping to maintain that slow, steady rhythm to your breath. If you want to grab your ankles down, and you can bring the soles of your feet together. And if it feels right for you, you could either stay there or lift your feet up in the air for the happy baby pose. And bringing your feet slowly back down. This time just extending out through one leg. Let's start keeping the right knee in towards the chest. And you can add a little bit of extension and flexion with your straight leg, bringing your foot into a central position, flexing your foot back in. Pausing here. Now we're going to do a little leg stretch. You can start to straighten your leg. I'm just going to grab a belt, and you can have your hands behind your leg. When you're ready, you can place your belt around your foot. I like to put the belt right at the ball of the foot, and just doing a little bit more movement, bending and straightening. As you straighten, you're trying to find that right place, that perfect place of sensation for your body. When you're ready, holding your leg for a few breaths in whatever position works. You might bring your leg farther away from you. You might bring it just a smidge towards you, wherever it feels good. And we're just gently stretching always. Starting the pose off in a gentle place, and then your body is more apt to allow you to go deeper than trying to go right to your maximum edge all at once. Just get there gradually over time. Let's take both ends of the belt in the right hand with the right leg slowly moving out to the side for a moment. And then slowly come back to center. And switching to the other side, you can extend your arm. I'm just going slightly to the side to start. This is a lovely way to help release tired, achy legs. If you've been on your feet a lot, it can really help to improve the circulation right through your legs. It's wonderful. It helps to calm the mind. So let's do one more thing on the right side. Let's bend the left knee and bring the right ankle to the left thigh. And you can stay here, you can pause here for a few breaths, or you could go a little bit deeper, bringing your hands behind your leg. And again, just coming into a really relaxed place with this. You might circle out through your left foot. And then you might extend up through that left leg too. And again, a nice slow breath in, a nice slow breath out. And on your next exhalation, you can slowly release. Straightening the right leg up for just a moment, and then bringing it down. Let's relax both legs for a few breaths and just tune into the sensations within your body and right down and through your legs. Taking time to observe, to acknowledge the effects of your practice can actually deepen the effects. So it's good to pause anytime. We'll bring the left knee in towards the chest now. Opposite side. Add a little bit of extension and flexion with the right leg. You can rock your head from side to side, releasing your neck. I'll take that belt. When you're ready, placing it on your left foot this time. And you might find that the leg is really tight, so you need to just help loosen up with a bit of flowing movements first. This also helps to find just the right place to position our leg, to not overdo it. And when you find it, we'll go into the pause. In the pause, noticing, releasing any tension from anywhere in your body that you can release. And again, just enjoying this position. Restoring balance to the circulation in your legs and feet, helping to release any achy feelings, and also helping to stimulate that lymph flow drainage in your leg. So let that leg, my foot, is it clean? No. Come out to the side for a moment. Make sure you're not letting your right hip lift up. I forgot to mention that, but you want to anchor. So if you need to, we want to come back to the center of our pelvis, not let our bodies tip over to the left, or when you're doing it on the right, same thing. And just find that position that feels right. You can slowly come back up. Switching hands on your belt, you can let the left arm come out to the side and coming over to the right. And then we'll slowly come back to center. We'll bend the other leg again. And also, you can always keep this knee bent, the opposite leg bent, the one you're not stretching. You can keep it bent the whole time if that feels better for you. First, it does increase the stretch to straighten the opposite leg. So feel free to do what works for you. Every body is different. And I always encourage people to find their own creative self-expression of any position and not try to follow exactly word for word what I'm doing. So just letting your body release. This is also a wonderful pose. If you only have time to do one thing, you could do this. You can do this in bed. You can do this one on a chair at work if you need to. Softening all the muscles of your face, your jaw. And then slowly releasing. As you release, you can lift up through the left leg. And you can come down slowly. Releasing both legs for a moment. And again, tuning into the sensation through your body, feeling your legs, scanning from your hips right down to your feet. You keep your hands on your body to connect, still stay connected to your breath. And then we'll slowly transition. We'll do just a couple more things here. So I'm going to invite you to come onto your side, pausing. We can take this opportunity as you're lying on your side to tune into your back breath. So as you inhale, feeling your breath come into your back, somewhere in your back, you can feel your body opening. You can feel there's an expansion. And as you exhale, you can feel your back soften and release. It's so wonderful to focus on your breath in your back. It's really the most calming place to breathe. And most of our breathing muscles are actually located in the back, but they're very underused. So always focusing. You can just place your hands on your side ribs, and anytime, anywhere, you can just take a few moments to breathe and feeling that expansion through your body, and not just in the front, but in the sides and the back. Let's bring our feet slowly together. Sitting up nice and tall, you can use your hands on your ankles to help lift. As you lift, use a little bit of a lift with your hands on your legs, and then we'll slowly come forward. Again, just to your first place. Any forward bend is a wonderful opportunity again to breathe into your back. There's just that natural ability to do that. But focusing on that, and all forward bends are incredibly calming, and you can even add a little support for underneath your head, and that really enhances that ability to calm. So just for a moment, I'll show you a variation where you find the right spot to position whatever you've got. You can stay there. I'll just show you on an angle that position. Okay. And when you're ready, you can slowly come out. Just place that blister there. We'll come out of that position and make our way onto all fours. And again, a nice warm up for your body, a way to release any tension that's built up in your hips, in your back throughout the day, just rolling it out. A nice easy flowing movement, circling your hips. We'll go in the opposite direction. And then you can come back to center, and this time one of my favorites is the cat-cow. So you don't want to forget about that one. So a nice flowing movement up your back. The head is the last to come into alignment. And you can do this with your breath again. We really want to follow the breath, help our body move in flow with the breath. Letting your breath initiate this movement. And you can breathe out a little bit more strongly so you can hear your breath. So it's like, anytime you can also exhale through your mouth for a deeper release. And then just keep that nice sounded breath going with the ocean waves. Flowing and rolling through your spine, creating lots of mobility, flexibility, massaging and loosening up right through the spine. And we'll be here for 2 more breaths. This time, coming back to center. And if you have a bolster, or you have a few blocks, or some cushions, a rolled up blanket, we'll go into the child's pose. And we're just going to get nice and comfy here. So, I'm going to let my body feel supported on there. And then just letting my body completely release, melting into this pose, which I find feels absolutely heavenly and can really calm the nervous system, bring it into balance, and it really soothes the adrenal glands, which get overworked in times of stress. And again, another opportunity to tune into your breath in the back of your body. Then you can slowly, when you're ready, if your head is turned to one side, especially if you're on a support, take time to also turn your head to the other side. And then we'll slowly transition out of that position using your hands, your arms for support. That position is not always super comfortable for everyone, but just staying there, getting yourself accustomed to it, just even for a few breaths. If you need to, you can place something behind a rolled up towel or blanket behind your knees, or you can put something underneath your ankles too, whatever your body needs. So we'll do one more pose here in this position. This time it'll be the thread the needle pose to help open up through the back and across the back. So this time lifting up one arm. So let's start with the, it doesn't matter, right arm. And then we're going to slide it through palm facing up over to the side until we can come down onto that shoulder and to release onto the head. And then when you're ready to come out, you press into your hand and come back to center. Okay. We'll do the same on the other side. You can lift and extend and then reach and slide down into a relaxed position here. Some people like to extend their arm out. Some people like to bring it behind them. And we'll stay here for one more breath. Again, relaxing wherever you can relax in your body. Maybe it's, again, the muscles in your face, your jaw. And then slowly releasing out of that. We'll do one more cat arch. So lifting your belly, arching your spine. And then slowly release back. From here, we're going to, again, transition onto our back and have anything you need ready for Shavasana. So if you want to put your socks on, if you want to have a blanket to place over your body, maybe you need a little something, a pillow for underneath your head. It's there, you don't have to get up. So there's so many wonderful restorative postures. We're going to do one more here before our relaxation. So coming down onto your back again, doing it slowly. It's kind of like a reverse bridge coming from the base of your spine all the way up. And this time reaching your arms out to the side, coming down onto your shoulders. And just starting to, before we even go into the reclining twist, we'll just flow the legs a few times from side to side. And you're moving slowly. Some people like to keep their feet close together. Some people like to widen them apart. There's so many ways to do each position, and you really just keep exploring, experimenting, finding what works for your body. And then when you're ready, you can come into this pose and dropping both legs to one side. If you need to, you can put that cushion or block between your knees, underneath that leg, whatever feels right for you. And we just want to keep both shoulders on the floor, and you can turn your head to the opposite side. Let's take a deeper breath to start here, and on your exhalation, let go with maybe a bit of a sigh, maybe some sound, maybe just breathing out softly through your mouth. Feeling your body release even more into this pose. And when you're ready, we'll slowly begin to come back to center. You might do a little bit of the bridge in between to help realign your spine for a moment. Pressing into your feet, slightly lifting your hips, rolling down. And then when you're ready, positioning your legs to the other side, reaching your arms out, shoulders sinking down. Let's take a slow breath in, and then a slow, steady breath out, maybe through your mouth. See where you can release even further. And just let your whole body soften. Over time, as you hold the pose, you'll feel your body starting to let go. And with your next breath in, you can slowly come back to center. Realigning your spine, repositioning, lifting your hips, rolling down. And then maybe one more arm lift, reaching your arms up. And on your exhalation, release. I can leave you to decide if you're not quite ready for Shavasana. Feel free to pause the video and do a couple more poses, whatever comes to you. But if you're ready for Shavasana, let it keep playing and we'll get ready. It's lovely to take that bolster, there it is, and you can put it underneath your legs, underneath your knees. You can come back into that bound angle pose or butterfly pose. Your knees are wide, your feet together.
Some people love that, just sliding your legs a little bit until it feels the bolster's in the right spot. You can keep your hands on your belly to connect to your breath, or let your arms come out to the side, palms facing up. You might also want to cover your eyes. That'll help keep your focus inward. So if you don't have an eye pillow handy, then you can just take your belt and put it over your eyes. So taking a few moments to get settled in here. And we'll transition from that way that we were helping our breath breathe us, and now just coming into a state of my breath is breathing me now. Thank you to my teacher Sandra for that, and for many things, but Sandra Sammartino, thank you. But my breath is breathing me now. I'm being breathed by my breath. And I'm completely letting go everywhere. So if I need to, I'll go right through my body just to check in. Maybe starting with the feet, letting the weight of the feet sink down, comfortably heavy in the legs, feeling the back of the hips sink down, belly softening, softening from the inside out, right through the whole torso, from the bottom to the top. Feeling your back release, feeling the shoulder blades release and sink down. Arms comfortably heavy. And let the weight of the head sink down to the back of the head, connected down. It's so wonderful to relax this deeply. So soothing and restorative. It helps us to find relaxation, not just here in this pose, but getting familiar for this feeling of peace, the feeling of serenity and tranquility anywhere. It can happen as we just let go, as we surrender, coming into a state of being rather than doing. There's nothing else we need to do, and nowhere else we need to go. So let yourself be here right now. Letting your body integrate all the things you've done. And before we come out of our Shavasana completely, I'll just share a wonderful breathing technique. Um, it's a traditional form of pranayama. It's called Brahmari breath, and you can do it traditionally closing off your ears. I close off with my thumbs and position my fingers on my face like this. And you take a breath in, and on your exhalation, you're going to slowly hum for the length of the exhale, keeping the lips closed, and it's a humming sound. There's many benefits to Brahmari, but the major one is it really helps to calm the mind and really help if we're feeling anxious, if our mind is full of a lot of worries and fears. Brahmari is an excellent breath for calming anxiety. So I try to do it every night, the last thing I do before I fall asleep. So you want to begin to gently transition out, or maybe you're wanting to just sleep here tonight. Whatever works for you. So we'll just we'll end our session right away. You want to come out really slowly.
Another practice I like to do right before bed is just a gratitude practice of going over all those things that I'm thankful for in my life. If your mind's super calm and you just want to repeat silently, I am thankful, or I am grateful. But you can also be specific and name everything that you can think of for the next few moments. That can help to lift our spirits, lift our moods, to release the heaviness, the burdens that we may feel. So, and I want to thank you now for joining me. Maybe it's this evening, or maybe you're fitting this in during your day for some relaxation time, but thank you. Feel free to comment. I encourage any feedback, and stay tuned. Hopefully more videos coming. So take care, and namaste.